I've been using
Hey, got a topic?
a topical ointment lately.
I went back and forth on this because I know you would kind of like to keep this lighthearted, but
Oh shit! Fucking Debbie Downer over here.
In good SideQuest fashion.
I'm the worst.
All right, we starting?
Yeah, it's SideQuest. We're back at you with another side quest.
Here to turn your frown. Well, I guess not.
Like
Here to pucker your asshole. oh, that's a tight butthole. All right.
All right.
Well, what's going on, guys?
Yo.
Check it.
Yo.
VIP. Let's kick it.
By the time
Got you all in check.
this airs, I will have started my new job, so hopefully I can report back with good news.
Oh, good.
Have you noticed that every side quest is about Quentin? New job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mentioned it one time
kind of a
on
big
one
deal.
side quest.
Well,
and
I take
suddenly
that-
That's all I talk about.
I take that back. Before it was old job, and now it's new job.
I don't do a whole lot.
Yeah, well, the old job was a promotion,
Oh shit, you're right.
and then you totally bounced on them.
Set up yours, guys.
So actually, that's a funny story. So the place that I applied, they slowballed the hell out of me. I feel like it was like 2, maybe 3 months that I had applied whenever I was looking for jobs. And, I thought that, okay, they're not going to hit me back up. So I went ahead and I took the current job, and they hit me back up the first week after I had gotten the promotion and I got moved to days. They hit me back like that Monday, that
Oh,
first
wow.
day. And I'm over here like, oh, this is going to be fucking awkward. Like, so I told my boss, I was like, I want you to know I didn't just take the money and then run. I was like, I thought this was it. So,
Yeah.
But things improved.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like that that little blemish on my nether regions improved.
Well, that's good to know.
I had no blemish. I'm joking.
And the odor, Jesus Christ. So, anybody
Daryl.
watch? No, we're putting him off.
surely you guys also all brought topics.
I did.
Oh,
actually.
Well, right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not any good, but I brought them. Mortal Kombat. Anybody watch it?
I watched it.
I heard mixed reviews about it.
Okay, so let me just preface my review by saying I saw the first one in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
The original.
Same.
Okay, so despite the lackluster story, this one still looked so much better than that original one.
Yeah.
It was a lackluster story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a big emotional connection to the game the storyline of the game.
Well, let's be
So I didn't
let's be real
really
here.
care.
Okay, so the time frame Mortal Kombat video games were coming out, video game stories were probably considered like bastardized comic books. I mean, it was like the back page ad. I mean, really, the entire story was on the back of the game.
Right.
So people getting bent out of shape over that shit.
Yeah. I saw the loudest voices I heard were people say, it's not true to the story of the game. I was like, dude, it's fucking Mortal Kombat.
Are they punching each other in the face? Are heads getting cut off?
I was
Yes.
impressed that
Well, yeah, the violence was there.
That's what I heard.
I was
That
impressed
was
how
good.
they interpreted like some of the fatality moves
Yeah.
and put them in the movie.
There were definitely quite a few throwaway characters. I mean, there was like,
Oh yeah.
and
Red shirts.
yeah,
Red
yeah,
shirts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hell, the main character, never even heard of him. I think he was created for the movie. Cole Young.
Nope.
There might be a backstory, but
No, well, he became. I'm so not even familiar with the characters. At the very end, he like took on the name of like something Cage.
no. He didn't take Johnny Cage. They showed the movie poster of Johnny Cage. I don't think he becomes Johnny Cage.
I thought that was supposed to be him.
No. He said he was going out to Hollywood because we asked him what was out there, and not what, who. And then they walked past the poster, the movie poster of Johnny Cage.
I see.
Why, in both movies, do they have to turn reptile into an actual fucking reptile? I mean, I always liked the Green Ninja. Bastards. That's my great.
What I would like to see is I'd like to see them make a movie. I guess didn't they of Tekken?
Yeah,
and it was shit. I want to see like a full fleshed out like interpret the story of Tekken because that timeline's fucking weird.
Yeah. I don't know.
They made a Tekken movie.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
It's all right. It's not good, but
well, and that's my big takeaway from Mortal Kombat. I watched it twice now because I can, and it's nothing special, but
I mean, I sat
it's a
through
good popcorn movie.
I liked it. Yeah, exactly.
It's a good popcorn movie. And I will say the first 5 minutes are awesome. It's the best part of the whole movie. I really like that Japanese actor too.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce his last name Sonata.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Part of my topics have just been like digging through some of my old favorite like horror movies. Some notable ones that are like still holding up very well. It's not so much an older one, but it was a while ago the first time I ever saw it. The Loved Ones.
The Loved Ones?
Oh, the Australian one?
Yeah. The Australian one's fun. It's great.
Australian horror is awesome.
It's another level of
'Cause
fucking sick and twisted. It's great.
But a healthy dose of just slapstick humor.
Yeah. It's cheesy as much as it is absolutely fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Just
think of the worst prom date you could ever have and multiply that by 1,000.
Yeah. Basically. Another one that I was looking through that I still need to watch again. I need to show it to the girlfriend. She's never watched 30 Days of Night. That's a classic.
Yeah.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, I like that movie.
You want to make that movie better?
Huh.
Then go into your TV menu and make it darker. Because for 30 Days a Night, it's really well lit.
Right.
I think a lot more intense if there's shit coming out of the shadow. Oh, well, that's the thing. There shouldn't be any fucking shadows.
Right.
It really fucking good. I love that movie. And then, do I keep going?
Sure.
Yeah.
They could have fixed that movie simply by putting a shot with the moon in the sky. Because you know how bright things are when the moonlight's on the snow.
That infers that the sun is reflecting on the moon.
It's still nighttime.
It's still nighttime. Anyway, great movie. Another horror movie that I watched recently. We brought it up last SideQuest, but the remake of Evil Dead.
I did watch that too.
So good.
Watch that again. It is. It's the completely unhumorous version of Evil Dead.
I don't know. There's still some good humor.
It's not supposed to be.
Sorry. But I don't know. I've been trying to deep dive all my favorite horror movies and find them.
That's awesome.
I've been wanting to watch, was it Old Boy, which isn't a horror movie.
Well, it gets put in horror movie lists.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah. I haven't watched the remake.
I loved Parasite.
But I watched the first one.
I loved Parasite.
The
And
original.
that's another.
I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched Parasite?
No, not yet.
Dude,
I've heard
watch
it's
it.
really good.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Don't read up about it at all. Just go in blind.
All right.
So it's fucking great. I love that movie.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either. I need to check it out.
In terms of other movies to watch, Portrait of a Lady on Fire is not a horror movie. It's actually a love story. A forbidden love story.
Oh, forbidden love.
It's all in French. So much like Parasite, if you can read subtitles and stand to read subtitles, then watch it. It's phenomenal.
If you can't, you're a pussy.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes I don't have a problem. What was the foreign movie I was telling you about?
Train to Busan.
No, that one's great because
You can convey.
there's a whole lot going
on
on that you don't
Yeah.
need any dialogue. But there was one I was watching, and there was so much dialogue
It's coming at you so fast. It's hard to keep track.
but you spend so much time reading that you
You miss it.
kind of takes you away from the action.
Yeah.
It was on Netflix. It was a Netflix original, and
I know the movie you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it, though.
It was a space one.
Yeah.
Damn it. But it was good. But speaking of Train to Busan, have you seen the sequel?
Alive?
No.
Hashtag alive?
No, Peninsula.
I have not watched Peninsula. Is it on? What is it on?
I guess I'll have to tell you.
It's
It's good.
I did
not
watch,
as
I watched Hashtag Alive. Girlfriend hated it, and I made my snippet jokes at it just because there were some cheesy parts in it. But as a whole, I really fucking enjoyed it. But I'm easy to please.
Too cheesy
with movies.
pie.
It's
a movie reference.
Oh, can you say that again?
Oh, a bit too cheesy pie.
Oh, fuck, what is that? Oh, can I get another hint? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. I'm just
It's like
thinking
a spelling bee. It's like, what's the origin of this movie?
Can you use it? Can you use it in a sentence?
right?
I'd like to buy a vowel.
Man, all of the ones I'm thinking are just dead giveaways. So I guess Morning Angle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what that movie is. Anybody else?
Nah.
Goodies.
Goonies.
That's just a silly answer. Why would you even come up with that? I mean,
Hot Fuzz.
there's nobody in that movie.
Yeah.
Nobody in that movie with an accent like that.
Shudder. Do you have Shudder?
No, I do not have Shudder.
That's a good investment, especially if you like horror movies.
Okay.
I think it's like $10. $10 a month, something like that.
I'll just ask for your account password.
You heard it here first, folks.
I mean, I will gladly pay the subscription fee.
The cool thing is Joe Bob Briggs does his show on Shudder.
Oh.
So
right on.
it's like he'll pull the old movies and do like he used to do on TNT,
Right on.
where they have commercial breaks, but they don't have. It's just him taking a break to talk shit on the movie, whatever. But it's pretty cool.
What's going on in Daryl Land?
Right
Anything?
now, something's fucking up in my eye. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out, you eye, you blind ass motherfucker. I've been waiting.
It's a movie, Russell.
Daryl's blind.
No, I'm not.
No, he's not.
Only in one eye.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk about this. You guys like. So I don't know. I didn't actively research something, but like, I don't know. Scrolling through Facebook, I found an article and then I read about it, and it intrigued me, but I don't know if it would be interesting to everybody else.
Well, depends
Well,
on our
Put it on the table and we'll shit can it if it.
That sounds good. Hey, I think I've talked about Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs a couple times.
Yeah,
you guys.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, maybe, and I don't want to fuck this up, so I'm gonna pull up shit that I screenshot it and this and that. So anyway,
I heard. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This author of this article was criticizing Maslow for stealing ideas from the Blackfoot tribe.
Huh.
Basically, they had built their hierarchy of needs also, and he adapted some of the ideas and didn't credit them when he was developing his theory, which, that's kind of fucking shitty. Way to go, white man. You did it again.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah.
If you're good at something, don't do it for free.
there you go. Anyway, so Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs.
And this is I took psychology like 101,
Mhm.
and out of the whole class, I think this is the thing that stuck with me kind of the most, honestly. It's something that I think about. I keep coming back to and thinking about.
I think anybody could, if they think about themselves and this triangle, they can definitely relate to it
Right.
in some way, shape, or form.
Because it's almost, I'm going to jump ahead. So if you don't, why don't you go ahead and explain what that is so people don't know?
Okay, so basically, it's like a triangle of needs, a pyramid of needs, and at the bottom they got like different subcategories. They got the basic needs. So you got your psychological needs, which is like food, water, warmth, rest. Then you got your safety needs, security and safety. And then as you achieve these needs, you can go on to the next step. The next step after safety is belongingness and love needs, intimate relationships and friends. And I said that wrong. The first block is physiological needs, not psychological. Because now we're in psychological, now that I've confused myself. Then you get to esteem needs, which is prestige and feeling of accomplishment. And at the very top, it's self-actualization, which is achieving one's full potential, including creative activities.
Like what we're doing.
We got a long ways to go, boys.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I heard it, just as an aside, I heard someone say that not too long ago, maybe a week ago, saying they think there should be another step above that, which is transcendence.
Interesting. And wow, okay. That is interesting, but I guess like only 1% of the population ever actually achieves self-actualization.
Sure.
According to this theory. So
I buy it.
He spent some time with the Blackfoot tribe, and there starts out with self-actualization. And you're born. You were actualized. And then the next step is belonging. So after we're born, individuals after we're born imbued with the divine purpose, the tribe is there to love and care for us. So, and then the basic needs and safety is the next tier. So that's pretty self-explanatory. And then community, damn, I got a crack in my phone here. Actualization. So, in tending to our basic needs and safety, the tribe equips us to manifest our sacred purpose in designing a model of education that supports us in expressing our gifts. Community actualization describes the Blackfoot goal that each member of the tribe manifest their purpose and have their basic needs met. So then after that, it's cultural perpetuity, passing it on to the people coming along. So it's more of a collectivist.
Yeah, exactly.
Approach.
It's almost more an individual approach versus a community, you said, collectivist approach. Yeah.
Which, a lot of people, that'll rile you up. Oh, damn fucking commies. commie engines.
It's weird.
There
It's
should have
like
been a Redfoot.
the older I get and the more that I learn, it's, the truth of things, or not, maybe that's the wrong word, but the correct mode of being is to be able to hold two things in tension. You can be for your individual needs and rights and freedoms, and also recognize the need for community, the need for something greater than yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can hold those two things in tension, and it can really go off the rails either way if you just go all the way that way.
Well,
I
think where people get so worked up is whenever they feel like their individual stuff is being violated.
Sure.
Which in a sense at times can be very selfish, but also can be in one manner looking out for your fellow society members, because it's not just my rights, it's your rights too. That sort of thing. So I guess it's where people's priorities lie is what's in question here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, you're not gonna. It's fucking impossible. You're not gonna get everybody to agree on one way or the other. I agree with the intention statements. I think there should be a good balance, because there has to be balance in everything.
Right.
You can't have good without bad. I mean, because then there is no good.
Might
in theory,
be a good example that ties into it, or it could be completely missing the mark. But one of the things that I struggled with was, growing up, whenever I grew up, high school, grade school, etc. Environmentalism was very heavily enforced on us, global warming, this, that, and the other. And so it kind of cultivated that generation that's very environmentally conscious.
Right.
And that kind of pulled me into my career, because before I actually started and I went and I got my degree, I wanted to be an environmental chemist, something that going out and you're testing the waters, this, that, and the other. But what I ended up coming to the conclusion of was who's a better person like in the plastics industry, because obviously plastics is like harmful to the environment if not properly disposed. And that's something that actually came up during my courses about how there's no such thing as a bad plastic. It's just how that plastic is disposed, and that is where the biggest disconnect is.
So is that like in that, are they trying to teach you to keep that in mind when designing use and things like that?
Yes.
So
and that, because that was obviously one of the biggest questions that came up, was obviously everybody's super aware that plastic is very harmful to the environment.
Mm-hmm.
The application that it meets is not harmful. And like I'm kind of derailing from my point, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit. One of the points that one of my professors brought up to me, which was very eye-opening in one aspect, is say that we went back to glass, right? Glass bottles, how we used to have milk in glasses, shit like that. Say we completely got rid of plastic milk cartons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we went back to glass milk cartons. The added weight from that glass, in order to ship that glass on a plane, you can ship fewer per quantity.
Either way, it's going to take more fuel.
Exactly.
And,
Whereas the plastic has revolutionized it to where you do not waste as much resources.
Man, you got to make that shit from hemp, man. You got to
right, man.
Put your milk in hemp bottles.
I am super interested in that, though.
And then in the grand scheme of things, just go vegan, Like that's ultimately a lot of the environmentalists, they just encourage a very plant-based diet, because meat and dairy production, there's a whole documentary on it.
Yeah, I'm understand that, but I think it's factory farming that's the problem.
Absolutely.
I think regenerative agriculture would
I'm
highly dispute the going vegan as a means of controlling. And
I think it would work. I just think it's extreme.
I'm completely derailing from my original point. What I was trying to get at was
we could go like 8 different directions from here, but
we could spend like 3 hours talking about this. But basically what my point was kind of your point, Zach, about how, you have your intentions as well as being able to recognize others. I chose to pursue plastics while also being extremely environmentally conscious.
Right.
That kind of foster.
And man, the industry needs people that are conscious of those things to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest drive as to, who's better to be in that industry than someone that gives a shit about the environment.
Right.
I would rather see one person quietly making the change than 100 people shouting at the top of their lungs.
Exactly.
And doing nothing.
Exactly.
That was
right.
That was another thing too, because I took sociology at community college, and I loved that class. It was taught by like this long-haired fucking hippie dude. He had his PhD, and he was like,
it was made of hemp.
Yeah.
He straight up. He had long hair. He wore tie-dye, and he came in Birkenstocks, and he was like, yeah, man.
Also made of hemp.
Like, dude, straight up hippie. I love talking to him.
Hey, all you wild and crazy creatives, this is Matt with Off the Edge Podcast. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you a little bit about it. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. And did I mention it's free? It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
So my Psychology 101 professor, that the class I mentioned earlier, he was a clinical psychologist. He just kind of taught as an adjunct on the side, but half of the class was him telling us about his travels going and like doing peyote in like ceremonies with Native Americans and stuff, like in a
similar light.
Super cool.
His disorientation for his masters, or like his defense or whatever, was his
dissertation.
I was gonna say,
disorientation. I get it.
Yeah,
It totally disorientation.
What college did you go to again?
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
Stay away from that one.
Anyway,
It's from Portland.
what he did research on was pornography, and he'd talk about it in class. I'm like, dude, what the fuck do you do for your research? You just lock yourself in a closet and just fucking beat it? Like, I was like, oh yes, this is
Went
good for
through
the research.
so much lotion.
Oh man.
Anyway,
I'm now a shareholder in Jergens.
but he was a cool fucking dude. Like,
I'm chairman of the KY jelly.
I kept telling him after class, I was like, dude, I absolutely love your class. I said, I leave your class super depressed about society after, but I love learning about it. I was like, this is what I need to know. So, but sociology was whack. I actually loved sociology more than what I thought I would enjoy from psychology.
I almost changed my major to sociology.
I just love
almost
people
did.
watching. You can have so much fun just watching people interact with the world.
Daryl, I think that we got way off topic of where you were going, or did you make the point that you were?
Sorry.
No,
my
I
bad.
mean that was I was trying to incite conversation. So I think we
Well,
got
what
there.
I took from that is that was two perfect examples of tribalism.
Yeah.
Native American tribalism and white colonials.
And what do they call it? They call it is it Dunbar's number? I think that's right. Where it's like, a group can cohere up to a certain number, which is roughly maxes out about 150. If you get greater than that, then people can slip through the cracks. They can start gaming the system.
That's why we're not a 5-piece band.
Yeah.
God damn right.
So it's the rule, not the rules, but the conditions for coherence among small groups is
Maxed out of that 150.
it's like you get higher than that number, it becomes way more complicated.
Right.
You need a little bit more of I'm going to use a bad word, but authoritarian kind of
Well, it's kind of like
stance on
cults.
things.
authoritative.
Authoritative.
It's
That's
kind-
a better way to
it's
say it.
democratic.
Yes.
It's kind of like cults. How big do you see cults get? You don't see them get very big just because,
Right.
not everybody's drinking that fucking Kool-Aid. But
yeah, no, Billy smells weird. And fucking, he doesn't contribute.
I say we eat them.
Anyway, my thing about the article was I don't think Maslow necessarily got it wrong, but in a sense, I mean, there are contradictions in his theory. That's why it's a theory.
Yeah, there's
Sure.
contradictions to everything.
And even with the Blackfoot, model, there could be contradictions there also. So I mean,
There you go. It's like one of those things where it's like each one of those things is a lens through which to view maybe your life or society, and you probably won't see every angle through one of those lenses, but through multiple lenses, you're going to see a bigger part of the picture. I think Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a very useful thing to keep in mind.
Absolutely, but I mean, it also got me to thinking, like, what if you were the last person on Earth? I mean, you can't do it. You have to have help. You can't just
You can't
do it all on your
everything.
own. And and obviously from the hierarchy of
Who's
needs,
going to make an iPhone?
at one point? At one point,
Hey,
Who's gonna fix my cable?
you're supposed to have intimacy or whatever. So
Yeah.
life finds a way.
hey, that's a movie reference.
Goonies,
No, bro.
Jurassic Park.
No, man.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
The Fly.
I got a fun topic. If we've kind of wrapped up conversation on that topic,
to talk more about it. Your stuff.
I could talk more about that
Yeah,
stuff
but-
all day.
But while I was talking about that,
yeah.
while you guys were talking about that, it brought up a really fun question for you guys that I think would be a lot of fun to talk about.
Industrial farming makes us fat.
If all four of us
Eating makes me fat.
We're trapped on a desert island or something. Who would we eat first?
Oh, I thought you were going to say who would get raped.
Well, that's another point.
Damn.
Who's gonna get? All right, that's a buzzword. I don't.
So I got bad fucking knees, so you guys would be able to catch me, and I'm pretty succulent.
I don't know, but it's important. It's important.
I'm tall and I'm fat, so
It's important.
I think Quinn's the most feminine, so
I can run fucking 2 miles.
I was talking about eating, thank you.
I run 2 miles like it's nobody's fucking business. So fat chance, chief. So bad knees.
I got a
on
cigarette.
Dad, but that motherfucker's got a temperament like you wouldn't believe.
I'd be like a
You get me in the water, and I'm a fucking ninja.
like a Wolverine backed into a corner.
Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
He's not canceled yet, is he?
Who's enough of a leader
I
to
don't think
volunteer?
that what it is. No.
I don't know.
Like
Play his voice
Snowpiercer, where
backwards.
someone's just like, I offer my arm for us to eat today, and then
Why can't we
just
be
go,
like a normal band and be like, man, I love this other band. You guys should check out this band. No, who are you going to eat first?
Well, I'm here to tell you, going vegan will come in real handy.
fuck?
In that situation, I'd be all about it.
Okay, let's get.
Speaking of vegan, I heard I heard somebody a while back. Somebody was talking about a politician, and they were talking about the Democratic Liberal Party, whatever, ruining us. Next thing you know, we're going to have plant-based beer.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I'm like, I said, is that a real quote? They said, yes. I'm said, you're fucking kidding me.
That is the most American thing I've ever heard.
Putting plants in the beer.
Making the frogs gay.
Make the freaking frogs gay.
Well, that's why they're in decline.
Oh my god!
If you look on the label,
Has nothing to do with the excess hawks in the sky.
most beers it says grains and hops. I don't know. Where do you get grains? Is that like from a fucking badger?
Plant?
A
Cow
badger?
shit.
Cow shit.
Cow shit.
We just bottle straight up cow shit.
I've had some beers that are
That's hilarious.
pretty close to that.
Plant-based beer.
Left-handed notebooks. This world's coming to a goddamn end.
Hey man, I would love a left-handed notebook. Please give me
Dude,
one.
I have one for you if you want
Shit.
one.
Put the spiral on the other side. Righties can suffer for a while.
Yo,
Just write it backwards.
turn it upside down.
No.
So, that speaking of weird like notebook type shit, one of the things that my professor taught me whenever I was taking notes in organic chemistry, so a lot of information all at once, very quick.
Organic. It's organic.
If anybody were to go back and look at my notebooks, they'd be like, "Are you fucking like psychotic?" Like, he taught me to drop the vowels and just write without the vowels. You write so much faster.
Right.
So, but if you look at my notes, it looks like I'm a fucking psychopath. Like,
yeah.
but I can read it, like, and that's how I've taken notes ever since he taught me that. That's how I take notes.
That's
No,
smart.
no vowels.
I do use my
try
notebook. See?
So Wheel of Fortune, suck my dick. I already got it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
buy a vowel my ass. I'm keeping that money. Like,
I think I'll spin, Pat.
another, just rolling off the brain today. I have been really into watching old, like, just really like early 2000s game shows. Like, I know Wheel of Fortune's been around way longer than that.
Yeah.
But I started watching Deal or No Deal again. And I'm just like, why? Why would you pick 23? Why? Like, stupid shit.
You want to capture an era, watch Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood Squares.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Is that it's a game show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
But-
I want to watch The Price is Right, but I can't find anywhere where that's
What?
on.
I think
I don't know. I haven't looked that hard, but
Dun, dun,
Like,
dun, dun.
Like 10.
I really, really, really want to watch Wheel of Fortune though. Like that aesthetic, the big television board. Like I want one in my house one day. Like I want a big television board. Where
I'm
I
so
can, like,
old. I
leave-
remember when it was actually she physically had to turn the blocks. It wasn't a screen at all. It was like blocks.
Sorry, my age is showing.
I think we should all get Bob Barker microphones for the band.
I would love that. Actually.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're like thinner than my pinky,
He used that the whole time.
Yeah, well, and the mic's this long. He holds it down at the bottom. You know, there's a contestant that won
figured
a
it
pretty good prize package that I don't know if she still lives there, but she was from Coffeyville.
No shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Neat.
Yep. I installed cable. I got to hear all about it.
Really?
Yep.
Come on down.
What is the craziest like cable?
I'm so excited. My
Cable
boobs fell out.
installation story that you have. I'm curious, and I want to hear your craziest like postman story.
Well, I don't know if I've got a crazy postman story, but I do have a story from this weekend
Okay.
that was pretty crazy. So I'm going to tell you that in a second.
We'll be back. No.
Right after these messages.
Right. Probably going into a home that had no furniture, a mattress on the floor, covered in piss stains, but yet still like a 50-inch TV. Went to work on the cable box because it was powering on and powering off and powering on, powering off. Walked up to it, picked it up, and saw just like 20 cockroaches crawl across the LED in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I unhooked it, took it outside, put it in a trash bag. It rode in the back of my truck and stayed outside the office for 2 months.
I've got a funny story after yours.
The smell was great too, let me tell you.
Well, the postal things, two things come immediately to mind. One, I think I told you offline, but just here recently had I say this with all the love in the world. There's white trash family.
I'll drink to that.
on my
brother.
route, and the house was. They're renting this house, and over the course of about a year, just progressively more and more trash, more and more stinky. Even with you just walk by it, it's like it stinks outside. It's so bad. Anyways,
I know where that is.
They started moving, and they had the door open, and they were literally shoveling garbage off their floor with a snow shovel. It was about not quite knee high, but they were wading through garbage in their house. It was disgusting. All right, so that's one thing. Second thing is there's one time when I was working in Fort Scott, Kansas, I had to deliver certified, so I knocked on the door to get a signature, and a dude, just guy, he's probably in his 60s, overweight, and answered the door, nothing but his tidy whities that were yellowed and like holy.
Oh God.
And just I was just like, wow, just does not give a fuck. This guy.
I can't wait to get to that age where I'm just like, I don't give a fuck what I'm wearing. I'm going to Walmart.
Yeah, right.
I already am that age.
Same.
I need some flaky flicks. Fucking.
I need some Count Chocula, bitch.
I don't give a fuck what I'm wearing. It's just that trying to find that fucking motivation to go to fucking Walmart.
Oh, I've got
Hate going to Walmart.
Girlfriend and I, like, we'll bicker back and forth. She's like, "Hey, can you pick this up like after you get off work?" And I'm like, "No, no, I'm not going to that fucking place. No, no, absolutely not." Worst story I ever had working at Subway was the ingredients come in off the fucking trucks or whatever, and they unload it to us. Anyway, we got a box of rotten tomatoes that we still needed to get credit for. So they sat already rotten in a trash bag down in the back.
I remember that.
For 2 months, we waited for credit on that bitch while that thing fucking festered in that trash bag. And then, of course, my manager was like, "Hey, tonight I need you to get rid of these tomatoes because I didn't have time today." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. I'll get it. No problem."
They're sun-dried.
I move the bag.
Not anymore.
And I see about like fucking 3 inches of rotten tomato juice fucking sloshing around in this fucking bag. And I'm like, "Oh God."
Yeah.
Don't tear.
And I move it just a little bit, and all I hear is and I go into full fucking survival mode. I'm hollering at my fucking coworker. I'm like, "Get a fucking pan!" Like, I fucking slide it under there, and I'm catching the fucking shit water that's pouring out.
I bet you would have got drunk and shit off that.
Like I've said before on this
All
podcast,
fermentation.
I was a mortician's apprentice for 3 years. Nothing compared to that fucking smell.
You know what? There is something about rotting vegetables that is just fucking horrible.
It was honestly like
Potatoes.
that smell was just straight up disrespectful. Like it was so bad. I've got a couple other stories too. So anyway, long story short, I ended up getting it out of there, and we spent the rest of that night bleaching the floors and gagging.
Yeah.
It was the worst smell I'd ever smelled.
You know, that's good training. It builds your constitution.
Yeah.
Another story is I had a coworker. We were closing for the night, so we were taking out our big ass trash can or whatever, and there's a customer that was getting a sandwich, and as soon as he rolled out with the trash can, he was like, "Oh, minimum wage coming through," and I couldn't contain my laughter. I was hollering because he got so fucking pissed. And then the next one is I had a dude come in absolutely fried out of his mind. Like he had taken like so many edible, like bloodshot eyes. Like that man has done nothing but smoke weed all day. And he comes in and he was like, I'll get a foot-long Italian herbs and cheese. I'll get a meatball marinara. And I was like, I caught you, bitch. Like, it was so fucking funny.
That's awesome.
There's times where I really miss that job just because of shit like that. But
Yeah.
I do not miss that pay, I tell you that.
All right.
All right, fuckers, you want to rock and roll?
Wait, I didn't tell my story.
You didn't ask about any of my nasty stories.
Yeah, D.
Oh,
It's your
okay.
turn.
I can't tell you.
He can.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a HIPAA violation.
Absolutely.
Hippo,
all right,
hippo
I got-
violations.
One secondhand
violated
story,
what
and then I'm
hippo?
going to tell you about my weekend. All right. First thing,
Everyone's working for the weekend.
when
At Bernie's.
yeah.
He's a baseball
I think
fan.
had gone back to the business school at postgraduate stuff. And had a friend that was working on his degree and was working as a CNA. And anyways, he was like, "Hey man, it's the end of the day. He's like, how'd your day go?" I was like, "Oh man, it's a rough day. I'm just kind of dragging ass, blah, blah, blah." I'm kind of like griping about it. And I was like, "How about you?" He said, "I dug shit out of an old lady's vagina." Like,
It's all about perspective,
yeah,
man.
like
God.
I'm
Shout out
so
to the-
sorry.
Shout
Like,
out to the
you
CNAs
win.
out there. Like, more
Yeah,
power to
do
you.
some
I couldn't
dirty
fucking
work,
do it.
man.
It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it.
But all right. Oh. But all right, so I like to golf. I don't golf a lot, but
I think we should have a special podcast episode out on the golf course.
hey,
Or a vlog.
You know what it'll be?
Hey.
Drinking beer. You're right.
Yeah.
So went golfing
Let's
with
do it.
yeah.
Quit. I just gave him the bonus episode right there.
We'll just do a quick montage of us like just drinking beer and missing
And
swings.
doing,
'Cause
like,
that's what I do. I just miss swings.
Yeah, doing like Happy Gilmore run up drives and missing horribly.
I just want to roll a golf cart again.
Yeah.
Rolled a golf cart.
I've
Misfit
rolled
youth.
some golf carts. So all right, we went out to play some golf. It was my sister's birthday weekend, and she's kind of learning how to play a little bit. So it's my brother, my sister, my dad, who's like 75, and my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law was on the ground in Iraq, veteran. Told me I have not asked him all the details of what he's gone through in Iraq, but he told me a little bit of what he's done and what he's seen, and it's shit that will turn you white. And Anyways,
Tell him about the
that's-
Twinkie.
So yeah, so that's so all right. So that's a little backstory. Anyways,
What about the Twinkie?
what about? So we're about halfway through our 9 holes of golf, and there's a group of guys, 2 people behind us, and they're kind of coming up one fairway as we're going down the other fairway, and my dad and my sister are hitting their shots. My dad hits his, he walks off, and then one of these guys, middle-aged dude, starts just talking shit to my sister, saying like, "You guys are so fucking slow. You're holding up the whole goddamn thing. Like, oh, you need to hurry up." Just mouthing off.
Sounds like someone doesn't have enough beer for a golf course. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
And like, granted, we had a large group,
Play through.
but we had a large group. We had already let one group play through, but I mean, there was, and they were still like right ahead of us. It's not like we could have gone a lot faster. So my sister kind of says like, "Man, that guy's an asshole." You know, it's like, "Well, what happened?" You know, she kind of tells the story. So there's a group of old men directly behind us. We let them play through, and then we're getting ready to tee off, and the mouthy group comes in, and they're on the green. So my dad, of everybody, walks over and says, "Hey, I heard you're being disrespectful to my daughter. You know, if it's like, you could talk to me if you have a problem, you know." And the guy's like, "Oh, you know, I wasn't disrespectful. I was just saying you guys are taking your time. It's slow. You're holding everything up, blah, blah, blah." And he's like, and then my brother-in-law comes, he's like, "Mike, I got this." He's like, "Listen, motherfucker, like, you don't talk to my wife this." And the guy's like, "Oh, fuck you, you know, whatever," and kind of shoves him and stuff. And then
shit.
My brother-in-law, Steve is his name. He kind of starts like, kind of twinging, like he's going to throw a punch, but he doesn't throw it, you know. And the guy's like backing up, and it's kind of, I thought it was going to go down. It didn't act, you know, Steve didn't throw a punch and stuff. But the guys are being mouthy. You know, I'm like, dude, take him at his word, because I don't want to get kicked off this golf course, but it'll happen. It's your decision. Like, the guy just looked at me like, "Fuck, these guys fucking for real." But for a moment, I know you guys haven't watched Peaky Blinders yet, but I felt like it was like I felt like it was kind of that kind of the scene is like, I felt like I need to go in there like, "And don't fuck with the Peaky fucking Blinders." But I don't know. It was could have been a bad situation, but
Shit.
it was funny, if nothing else.
Right. It's always funny to laugh at after the fact.
Yeah.
Gotta love mouthy fuckers.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that my 75-year-old dad, who's had half of one lung removed, is like the one going, it's like, "Hey, motherfuckers, like, you can talk to me."
Well, he, you know, to
since
be
you
fair,
moved-
he's trying to play that respect card.
Since you moved,
Right.
that
You
was
know?
the
Yeah.
first time I ever met your dad. That was the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ever. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Rock
seemed like a
on.
really nice guy.
No,
too,
my dad's awesome.
Yeah. he's
Well,
fucking
Zach's
cool.
like, "No, fuck him." Yeah, what?
Nah.
He's a nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was pretty rowdy in his youth. He's a Navy vet,
Hell yeah.
was a Vietnam vet. So, yeah.
He's a submariner.
No, he was on an aircraft carrier,
Still badass.
just like Gary was on aircraft
Right.
carriers too.
Right.
That's my son. Yeah. I'm the loser that wasn't in the in the military. I went to school, but
Well, you're still a civil servant.
yeah,
No.
that's true.
Yeah. All I
You
know-
fight on a different kind of battleground.
All I know is
Dog
that
turd laden lawns.
every single one of us were essential workers.
Love is
so
a
who really kept
battlefield.
this country together? Shout out to the vets. Thank you for your service.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And the fucking mailman.
And all essential workers.
Yeah.
And the CNAs that dig shit out of old ladies' vaginas.
Yeah, because
Someone needs to do it.
I ain't fucking touching it.
the old man ain't gonna get a surprise because you cleaned her out.
Shit. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Fuck, is that a peanut?